Firestar looks cool. And of course, I really love how Iceman is like coming in on that sled right there. I think that looks super, super sweet. So here's Spidey with both of his fists. And as you can see, yeah, that color just pops. Just listen to that. Sounds like there's loose stuff just flying around inside the package. And I can't stand that. You know, we never had that problem before.
Sean Solo Geeks.
Hey, what's going on? It's Sean Solo 8, and I'm back with another Marvel Legends action figure review. Action figures, I should say. Now, I've been waiting for this release for a very long time with a lot of excitement because I grew up watching this show as a kid, and I've actually binge watched the show over on Disney Plus several times. But here we have it finally in hand, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Spider-Man and his amazing friends. You can see on the box you have Firestar, Spider-Man, and Iceman, which I already do have all three, so I will be comparing them in this video. As you can see, I've got them right here. So, a super fan of the show, and I absolutely love on the side of the package here. Let me just lift the camera and show you guys, but you see this cool art right here? That is straight out of the cartoon too. So as soon as it goes Spider-Man and his amazing friends, and it shows Spider-Man like crawling across the screen. And it says Marvel Comics animation up there on the top, and on the side it is the same little wall crawler graphic. On the back it shows you what you get in package, which again, as soon as they put it up for pre-order, I pre-ordered it, and I think it's a solid value. It looks like we get a different looking Iceman, which I actually like that cell shading look. I know a lot of people don't really care for it. The Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man, which is repainted in his famous colors. And of course, we got a new pinless Firestar and a different colored Mrs. Lion. Now, one thing that does bug me about this is, just listen to that. Sounds like there's loose stuff just flying around inside the package, and I can't stand that. You know, we never had that problem before. Now, to give you an idea how big this package is, here it is with a regular Marvel Legends box. You can see, yeah, it's a little bit shorter, but it is just huge. And hopefully one day I'll get around to reviewing that Spider-Man. I'm a huge fan of the Japanese Spider-Man too. But without further ado, let's open this guy up and let's take a closer look. Just cut it just like the old school Marvel Legends boxes, which is nice. One of the reasons I wanted to do this on camera is because obviously, you know, you did hear all that loose stuff on the inside. Looks like you just get the instructions. And then, oh no, I ripped the box, which is a bummer. So again, you know, I really wanted to keep this box. So this is what it looks like when you get it out of the package. I really did want to keep this, and it ripped, which is a bummer. See the rip right there? It was a little bit hard to get out. Looks like there's tape on the side I gotta get. Okay, I cut that piece off, and you can see the pieces that were flying around in there, and it looks like, yeah, they went in little baggies, so it looks like I'm in good shape. So you get, yeah, 3 little baggies, and then your figures are, of course, in these little body bags. You've got your Spider-Man, you've got Firestar. I'm really excited about this. Firestar head is loose in there, shaking around. That is ridiculous right there. Man, how can they do that? That's just pathetic, Hasbro. If you're going to do this, you know, at least do it right and secure them in. And you can see Iceman's feet just sticking out. But anyway, let me get these guys out of the packaging with their accessories, and we'll take a closer look. Okay, let's see if Iceman came out any good. And yes, he looks awesome, no doubt. Oh yeah, that's cool. I love that feeling when you pull a figure out. And right out of the package, his legs are warped. Look at that. You know, you're paying this much money and you're getting warped figures. Pretty pathetic. For now, let's just go ahead and stand Iceman right there. Of course, we get our Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man, which is, ooh, pinless, and yes. Looks like the paint apps on this one are absolutely perfect. Just gorgeous, man. Look at that. Yeah, absolutely stoked on that. Go ahead and put him right there. I mean, look at Iceman's legs. That is pathetic. Come on, Hasbro. I mean, that's really bad. Let's go ahead and get Firestar out. The loose head thing, that bugged me. And here is our new Firestar. Let's hope she came out good too. And yeah, boom. Beautiful. Yep, definitely nice. Looks like the leg on mine might be messed up. I don't know if they're all like that. It's like popping out right here. I don't know if they put them on backwards, which I think they may have done. And that, of course, wouldn't be cool. But yeah, she looks great. Super loose head on there. Loosey-goosey. So you get the extra head. You got your Mrs. Lion, which looks beautiful. 2 flame accessories. And she gets 2 sets of hands. With Iceman's little ice sleigh. Yeah, which actually looks good. I don't know how different it is. Oh yeah, it looks about the same as the old one. Oh my gosh, look at those legs. I mean, come on, Hasbro. That's really, really terrible. Alright, Iceman looks so bad. And Spidey looks like he is coming with, yeah, 2 extra sets of hands. So, let me get these guys in some poses now that we've seen what's in the box. And we'll go from there. Boom! Here's Spider-Man and his amazing friends out of the package on a Hasbro flight stand. And I can say right off the bat, let's take a look at Mrs. Lion. She looks beautiful. Love the dog. And Iceman looks cool. Once you bend his knees, he looks a lot better. I'm sure I can heat it up. Give you a close look at that cell shading on there. Spidey looks awesome. Firestar looks awesome. So all my initial disappointments, which I'll show you in my close-ups, are freed up now that I have them out of the package. But they look cool on the Hasbro flight stand like that, spinning. What do you guys think? Let's put them in a few more poses and see what else these guys can do. Overall, though, they look really, really cool. I just want to show a few more angles of the figures, how beautiful they look, because just sitting here at my desk, you know, everywhere you look, they look so good. There's Iceman, looking awesome. Let's take a look at Spider-Man in that pose, looking sweet, super flexible. And of course, Firestar, looking awesome too. But definitely a highly recommended pack so far. Here's a quick look at a little scene I put together with Electro, which is actually more complicated than it looks. Mad props to people like J. Hernandez and D Amazing that can put together these fight scenes. But you can see Firestar looks cool. And of course, I really love how Iceman is like coming in on that sled right there. I think that looks super, super sweet. So overall, you know, the mold and the figure, super thumbs up on that. And also, yeah, my leg is a little warped, but when he's posed out like that, he just looks sweet. So he's probably going to stay on this flight stand just like that. Here's Spidey with both of his fists. And as you can see, yeah, that color just pops. They are fighting Electro. Here is Firestar. Let's get a close-up on her face there. But she's looking awesome too. There she is with her alternate hands pegged into the Hasbro flight stand. But overall, I think this is pretty darn cool. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm going to go ahead and put them in just maybe 1 or 2 more battle poses. And then we'll take some close-up looks. How they look without Electro when I was just putting Electro away. Again, I just thought it looked super cool, and I wanted to show you guys. Sharing is caring, right? And here's another look at Spider-Man and his amazing friends. As you can see, Iceman looking cool as hell. We've got Spider-Man using his web crawling hands, which is an awesome addition. The only thing is you only get 1 head sculpt with this, where Firestar, you can see I put her alternate head sculpt on, and she does come with 2 heads. So let me just show you, who should we start with? Let's go ahead and start with Iceman. We're going to go ahead and put Spidey just right there. But as you can see, Iceman looks super cool, man. Any way you cut it. This guy looks cool. The only problem is yeah, that warped leg. But overall, he looks sweet, doesn't he, in surf mode? This piece of ice is identical to the previous ice that we got. Here's the previous one. It's just painted in a way cooler color, which I love. I actually like this cell shading a lot. Here is the previous Iceman that we've had in the past, and as you can see, yeah, it is on a completely different body mold, which from what I understand is actually a better mold, but overall, you know, this one can crunch better than the old one, which is a bummer. But yeah, this is a good Iceman too if you can get your hands on this one. So, but as I was saying, I like the cell shading on that. Let me go ahead and put Firestar back up there. We'll go ahead and take Iceman off of the ice platform, but yeah, it's just a piece of plastic there. It is kind of bendy in the middle, but we'll stand them up straight, and you can see the head mold looks absolutely fantastic. Zoom up on it in here for you. But you can see the detail on the face looks great. It looks just like it did in the cartoon. It has that very anime ice look. It's very square, kind of like Max Headroom, you know. And you can see the cell shading on this just came out really, really good. I did put one hand of each on ahead of time to show you guys, but he has his little ice spraying hands, and of course he comes with a fist too. Many of you have seen this body before, so there's a look at his double jointed elbows. Again, he doesn't crunch very good at all, but he does have a nice cut in there to make up for it. So looks down absolutely fantastic, and looks up just great too, because you do need that for the surfboard, don't you? Double jointed knees, again, you're gonna have to probably heat that up, and of course you're gonna have yourself a rocker. Next up, let's just take a quick look at Miss Lion versus the old Miss Lion. As you can see, yeah, they are the same, just painted different, and I actually like the brown one a lot better. It's really cool, but beautiful little dog. The head does swivel. I don't think it moves. Yeah, it moves up and down too, so it moves up and down and has a little swivel in there too. But Mrs. Lion is always a keeper. Here is the previous Firestar that we got. As you can see, it's actually a darker yellow than the new one. This is the prior one. You can see it does have pins. The paint is the same on the boots. The art on them is a little bit different. So yeah, the paint isn't the same, is it? The flame effects, we've seen those before. They are the same. She does have, comes with 2 fists, of course, and the open hands. Let's see if they're different. I'm going to take these flame effects off. Almost looks the same. Let me know in the comments below if you think that is different. The palm looks different. Yeah, it actually does look a little bit different, doesn't it? As for head molds, let me put on the old head mold. Now, it's been so long since I put this on that it doesn't want to pop. But you can see on the new one, when you pop her back, you get a big gaping hole there. And on the old one, you still did too. But she looks like she pops back a little bit better on the older version. And popping forward, ooh, I'll have to fix that head. She doesn't pop forward too good on either. And of course, there is some nice side to side in there. Now, hair-wise, this head sculpt looks the same, except you know what's crazy is the older version has more red that I'm seeing in this part of the head here and on the top. So that's probably a win for the older head sculpt. Pretty crazy. Now the face, you can see on the new one, it is definitely looking more crisp and better on the new one. And you can see her eyes under there. I just think that looks super cool. But yeah, the new version goes for a win. But on the hair color, I would say the older one. So here she is with the alternate head sculpt. Well, I think this is the one that she came with out of the package. You can see the older version here on the right. And then, of course, the new version on the left. And again, very, very minor differences. But it looks like there's different color in both head molds. The hair this time looks the same. And, you know, the upper back, it looks like they use the same one too. Let me just put her arm back a little bit. Except this time you get the inclusion of double jointed elbows, which pop up not very high unless that other joint just doesn't want to move. Just doesn't want to pop up on me. try it on this arm. So you definitely get a better range of motion on the newer version. As for her butt, it actually looks like it pops out way more on the new version, which is always a plus. The only thing I don't like is the little gap that you get in the leg right here, and you can actually see that on the new one too. But yeah, the old one is really shiny, huh? And of course, it goes all the way down to her boots. She has that new double jointed knee, where this one was just the same, but with pins pretty much. The shoes look the same also. So yeah, it looks like her boots are the same. But again, definitely a solid value, that's for sure. I think this is a great figure. She kicks up really well too, and kicks back phenomenal. But when she kicks back, this piece right here just pops out, which looks really, really bad to me. I wish there was a way they can actually fix that. But when you have it in this position, it looks okay. I wonder if the old version does that too. Yeah, see, the old version does that too. Because when I first got it out of the package and I noticed that, it kind of freaked me out. But obviously, it's the same. So yeah, she does come with 2 hands and 2 head sculpts and Mrs. Lion. Whereas Iceman came with 2 hands also. Now, Spidey, he's just the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man, but he looks awesome. Now, on mine, I think on the head sculpt, they missed the paint a little bit on this eye right here. And you can see it looks just kind of funny, but you really can't notice it unless you're nitpicking it. If you want to see the difference between this and the Amazing Fantasy Spidey, there's the 2 head molds. But you can see they're pretty much the same. Same body and everything. So this, you know, is going to be the best Spidey that you can have in the colors and everything right here for sure. Yeah, for hands, he does come with fists. You know, of course, beautiful, generous double butterfly joints. Were the Spidey symbols the same on the back too? Yeah, the Spidey symbols were the same. He comes with open wall crawling hands, and he also comes with the thwippers that I showed you guys earlier. So Spidey comes with a pretty good amount of accessories also. Let me see if I can swap this Spidey head for some of the other ones. And here is the head mold that came with the Renew Your Vow Spidey. So we'll just go ahead and pop this one off and stick this on and see how that looks. But yeah, that looks really cool. I'm actually shocked that they didn't give it to us with that head sculpt. Let's go ahead and stand up. Firestar too. Make her arm look a little bit more neutral there. But yeah, there's all 3 standing up, Spider-Man and their amazing friends. Let's see if I can find us another Spidey head sculpt. I suppose we can try it with the Renew Your Vow Spidey, but there's Iceman and Firestar with Renew Your Vow Spidey, which actually looks really good, doesn't it? So let's go ahead and pop this head off. Pop this one on. And there is, oh boy, he looks like a really short neck on that one. I don't know if you're going to want to go with that. But yeah, it'll work if you tilt it in the right spots. Like there, it looks fine. But just right there looks kind of funny, doesn't it? But yeah. So the Renew Your Vow Spidey head does work. Let me put that on the right body before I lose it. Now, I did just recently review this guy on the channel. So let's see how he looks with the Amazing Spider-Man and Friends. But that's the new Mafex Spider-Man. Ooh, that's beautiful. I really hope Mafex does a Firestar or an Iceman. And again, you can still see the little bow leg on Iceman there, which is a bit of a bummer. Now, here they are next to Shocker. Let's go ahead and move this Spidey away. And we'll put this Spidey back up there. So for height comparisons, yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm just going to put some figures that I do have close by so you guys can see. Here's Carnage. Hanging out with the family. Looking cool. And just one more. Let's go ahead and move her. We're going to go ahead and put Marvel's Lizard in here, shall we? Stand Spidey up next to him. And as you can see, the lizard is crouching, but yeah, that looks cool too. Overall, I would say it's an absolute solid value. I've had a lot of fun playing with these figures. I would highly recommend this set. You just better watch out, because I have seen a few people's with a messed up Iceman, which is a bummer. But overall, so far, this has got to be the best looking Spider-Man that's been available, and of course, the best looking Firestar. So if you enjoyed today's video, kindly throw a thumbs up and comment down below. I respond to almost all of the comments. Check out one of these videos on the screen, and I will see you guys in the next video.